Okay, also in Unit 5, Week 4, we're talking about inflectional endings again, the ER, the EST, that we can add to the end of the word to compare. So we're talking about the ER and the EST as words that compare. So let's look first at this page. We have something that is loud, but if we're comparing it between two people, it is louder. That music is louder than the music in the other room. And EST is for more than two people. So it is the loudest music in the whole building. Today, my clothes are dry. They are drier than they were yesterday. So comparing today to yesterday, two things. They are the driest they have been all week. So comparing more than 2 days. That little dog is cute, but the one over there is cuter, comparing two dogs, ER. But it is the cutest dog of all the dogs that are here. So more than two dogs, so we use EST. That dog is big, but this dog is bigger than that one. So comparing two dogs, ER. Comparing more than two, biggest. He is the biggest of all the dogs. Now you notice when I went from big to bigger, I added a G so I can keep that E away from the I. Otherwise, it would be biger. Also here, I added another G so that it would not say bigest. Here, we went from Y. Remember, Y doesn't like anything after it. It doesn't like ER. It doesn't like ES. So we had to change the Y to an I and before we put our ER. Also here, we had to change the Y to an I before we put EST. Okay, let's look at these words. Proud. He is proud, but his mom is prouder. Comparing two people. You compare two people, you add ER. But his dad is the proudest. We're comparing three people now. So when we compare three people, we use EST. Okay, this pencil is sharp, but I think I'll use this one because it is sharper. We're comparing two, so we add what? We add ER. But that pencil over there is the sharpest of them all. I'm comparing more than two pencils. So it is the sharpest. We add EST. He is kind, but she is kinder. We're comparing two people. So we're adding ER. But that little boy is the kindest boy of the three. So we're talking about more than two, so we use EST. Okay, and I'm not going to finish with that page. We're going to go on to play a game instead. So we're going to divide the words of whether we're comparing two or more than two. When we add EST, we are comparing more than two. When we compare two, we are using ER. So she is the cutest girl in the class. So EST, because it's more than two. He is cuter than his brother. Comparing two, so we put ER. Okay. He is the tallest in the class. In the class, there's more than just two people, so we use EST. She is the smallest in the whole school, so in the whole school there's more than two people, so we use EST. It is hotter in the room today than it was yesterday, comparing two different days, so we use ER. That is the loudest music I've ever heard. Well, I've heard more than just two things of music, so we use EST because it's more than two. That ladder is taller than the other. We're comparing two things, this ladder to the other ladder, so it's ER. My TV is playing louder than the TV in the other room. We're comparing two TVs, so we use ER. Biggest. He has the biggest bicycle of the children. So it's more than just two bicycles. So it's EST. Faster. The train is faster than the car. So we put ER because we're comparing two things. But the airplane is the fastest. We're comparing three things now, so we put EST. This drink is colder than the other drink because I added ice. So we're comparing two drinks, so we put ER. That puppy is smaller than its mom. So we're comparing two things, so we put ER. That is the shortest log of all the logs. So we're comparing more than two, so we put EST. Bigger, that cake is bigger than the pie, so we put ER because we're comparing two things. This is the hottest cup of tea that I've ever had. So I've had more than just 2 cups of tea, so we put EST. This is the coldest state that I've ever lived in. I've lived in more than 2 states, so I put EST. And shorter. That dress is shorter than my other dress, so I put ER because I'm comparing two things. Okay, then let's look in our red workbook, on page 256. And it says, use the ending ER to compare two things. I am a fast runner. Min is faster than I. We're comparing two runners, so we use ER. Use the EST to compare 3 or more things. I am a fast runner. Min is faster than I, comparing 2. Pam is the fastest runner of all. So we use EST because we're comparing 3 things. Okay. Add the ending ER or EST to the word in the parentheses to complete the sentence. This box is light. We're going to put lighter or lightest than that one. So we're comparing this box and that one. So how many? 2. If we're comparing 2, then we use ER. So this box is lighter. So we're going to write the word light below the line again. And we're going to add ER because we're comparing 2 things. Okay, Sam has the blank desk in all the class. Neat. Sam has the neater or neatest desk in all the class. Well, how many desks are going to be in the class? More than 2, right? So if it's more than 2, we're going to use EST. So we're going to write neat. And we're going to add EST. So Sam has the neatest desk in all the class. Okay, I am the blank girl in my family. Old. So we're going to be older or oldest. So I am the blank girl in my family. Excuse me. Okay, so if we're saying in my family, we don't really know how many are in the family, how many girls are in there. But it's not giving us the choice of 2 things. So we're going to put the oldest. I am, and see we have the word the. So we're going to use the word oldest. Okay, my dad is blank than my mom, and we're writing shorter or shortest. Well, we're comparing dad to mom, so that's 2 people. So we're going to use ER because it is two people. So short er. The sun is much brighter or brightest than the moon. What are we comparing? The sun and the moon. How many things? Two. So when we're comparing two things, we use ER. So the sun is much brighter than the moon. Okay, and that is our lesson on on adjectives that compare.